Hello, and welcome to CLEA'S World. I am Clea, and today I would like to share with you more of the information I've received from the 25th dimension during my last BQH Beyond Quantum Healing session. The hypnotist in this case was my friend Lorraine, and she will be reading questions. She was asking me questions that I had prepared in advance for the 25th dimension. And when I refer to me, I'm speaking about myself under hypnosis, which means that the answers are coming from the 25th dimension. Before I move forward, I would like to ask you to please like this video if you enjoy it, and also leave me a comment below because I would love to see where you are with things. And do please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. I do post videos every day, or that's been the schedule pretty much for a few weeks now. And so I have a lot more information coming out. All right, so let's jump in. Lorraine. So I'm going to read this question. I believe you've answered it in its entirety in our exchange, but it is here and I'm just going to read it. And if you've answered it to its fullest extent, you can just tell me. And she is referring to the fact that this is the third video out of the session that we are talking about right now. And so the previous two videos were answering similar questions to what she's going to answer, and they went to different sorts of detail. So definitely check them out if you haven't already. All right, Clea says, it seems to me that we are the ones in for the biggest work because we have lived here. So we have judgments based on our ways of thinking here, since we'll go to New Earth with our present consciousness. We are the ones that are going to be utterly heartbroken when we see and know the actual SATANIC stuff. Again, we are the ones that are going to be utterly heartbroken when we see and know the actual SATANIC stuff that has been done. The experiments on people and animals, the sexual abuse, etc. Will some of us have an easier time? Me. Yes, so we have answered this, but we will add what we mean by some of us will have an easier time. Simply, again, it's based on our life experience here, on what judgments we put up. So if we, the more interestingly, and they were chuckling here, the more someone has thought of themselves as being better because they were doing certain things or not doing certain things, the more resistance they put up, the more trouble they will have. And we're just saying trouble, quote unquote, they will have wrapping their minds, you know, we'll use an earth term, wrapping their minds around the fact that this has happened. But if you accept that, again, it's just an experience, nothing of consequence truly has happened, for the simple reason we're all safe, we're all good. It just wasn't fun, and that's why we took it down. And if you understand, the sooner you accept this, the sooner, obviously, you will have an easier job integrating. And because of this, yes, it will be us. So the answer to the question in that sense is correct. We will have the hardest time because we have been the most judgmental. At the end of the day, it's the people on the side of the light that have been the most judgmental here. Lorraine, yes, I can see that, me. And again, there is no judgment. This is not a mistake. We have done this because we had to believe judging was necessary to maintain this reality. We have played our part. We are not bad for doing that. There is no judgment. However, that said, because of the awakening, because many people have been aligning themselves, we have one of the pieces that we've taken with us that we have hung our hat on, if you want to see it that way, has been the fact that we believe that we are carrying this world forward. That's the whole concept of ascension, right? We are the awakened ones. We are better than others. We have to be all loving, and that's what we mean. So we will have the hardest time realizing that we are not better than anyone else. Lorraine, I agree. Okay, next question. Will animals also be able to manifest instantly on your earth, or will they behave pretty much like they do now, just being chill and loving? Me. Both. Laughing. They were laughing. So yes, everyone on your earth will have instant manifestation, and it will just be, if you want to think of it that way, almost like humans in different bodies. We think of humans as we expect certain abilities to communicate and to do things. They will have exactly the same abilities we do. We say yes and no because animals have always been chill. They've always known what's going on. So in that sense, they're not going to be eager to try out or to experiment all the running around that we're going to do, which is, I want to see how it feels to fly. I want to see how it feels to go underwater and hold my breath for 3 days. I want to project myself to Mars and live there for a week or whatever it might be. Animals just don't have these desires. So in that sense, they're going to be much calmer. And they were laughing, and not in a, in a fun way. They're going to be much calmer. They're just not going to have as much of a need to try out certain things for the simple reason they're already past that point where everything is new. And you want to test out your powers and whatnot, but they'll do exactly what they want. And Clea has been wondering, will animals want to live with her? Will new pets come in? For example, if they can have everything, why would they even come? And the fact is, because they are us, they're like us, they're our teammates. That's why they'll come, because they'll want to be close to us, So you could have a tiger living with you. You can have an elephant living with you. It's friends. All of a sudden, there are no limitations. So you could have a bunch of giraffes in your house or outside your house. Who knows? Whatever they want to look like, it's all you, it's all your friends. Lorraine, that makes me laugh. Okay, will animals have to clear stuff as well? You said before that animals tend to stay within their form or chosen shape in their multiple experiences. Will they also have to clear stuff? And will they also be aware of the dark that's happened here? Or have they already cleared things since they don't live within the veil? Me. So they will. They're already aware. They have no judgments like we do. For that reason, they will not have a hard time. They don't have to do the clearing work we have to do. When we say clearing work, it really is a matter of accepting. Animals are already accepting. Now, that does not mean they don't have individual issues or questions that they're working on. They might, for example, have been living a lifetime of torture in a certain place, and it might be happening right now. And they might still be in the middle of understanding the lesson that was meant to be learned through that experience for their own curiosity, for their own, that's why we learn lessons. It's for our own knowledge. It's for our own curiosity. Knowing what something, how something would feel. And so they might be in that process. So we don't want to say no, they will not have to clear anything. They absolutely might, but they don't have the same amount of work to do that we will have to do because 1, they're already aware of it. And 2, again, they never put up resistance. They never had the judgment. They've already accepted it. This is all we will be doing. Is we will be accepting the fact that we've done these things, all of us, one way or the other. We have done these things, and it's what it is. We're going to have to be like, that wasn't so fun, and we're just not, now that we understand, not going to do that anymore. We're just not going to do it anymore. Really, this is all it is. This is all we're talking about. Lorraine, thank you. You told us that many aliens are concerned about us and our powers on New Earth, but they've known about this from the beginning. Does everyone have to agree at an essence level when a new planet or type of game is created? Did everyone agree to us experimenting with New Earth and this new type of consciousness within the matrix? Me. Yes, everybody's aware and everybody's interested. Every essence is interested in keeping this game going and in keeping it alive, keeping it moving, keeping it interesting. So we're all very open to experimenting with things. I mean, this is how the Matrix came about. It's an experiment, and it's been a very successful experiment if you consider that we've only had We have millions of planets, and we've only taken down 3 so far. So yeah, I mean, we're having fun. Even the fact that we're doing this takedown so differently from the others, we're just becoming better and better, which allows us just to have fun. Now, it doesn't mean we want to become better at doing takedowns. We really don't want any more takedowns. But the point is, we always keep things varied so that we can have fun, even, you know, no matter what might be happening. So everybody's very excited when things happen, when new things happen. That's one reason why everybody's paying attention to Earth right now, because this is new. Doesn't happen every day of the week. Lorraine, thank you. You told us that on your Earth, we will act like a collective. We will know we're all one and feel each other. However, you also told us that some of us will become so adept at reading other people's minds that they won't be able to tell we've done it. We will still have different abilities among ourselves, or we'll be pretty much be clones of each other. Me laughing. So Claire has this image of a collective. You might have seen these too. I mean, these are images that are out there on the internet. Or when you think of a nation or civilization that's a collective, they're all the same. They all look the same. They look like clones of each other. So they might look like aliens, you know, with the bald heads. They're gray with the big black eyes, whatever it is. And they're all the same. There's like thousands of them. And so Claire has this idea of a collective. And so no, and they're laughing. And of course, like I always end up being the fool. But it is hilarious. I have some really, you know, strange ideas sometimes. So I'm glad they point them out. I don't mind. All right, we're all going to look different. We're all going to have our own personalities. We're all going to be pretty much individuals. The difference is going to be what we mean when we say a collective is that we will all feel each other. We will be, in that sense, we are close to the 25th and to source consciousness, because we realize that we are all each other. There is only one. We are one. I am one and I am all. And each one of us can say the same and be absolutely correct. And that's what we mean. It will be our awareness of the fact that we are so connected that we might as well be one body. So no, Claire was concerned because she was thinking, okay, so when I go visit my friends or my family on alien ships, because some of our friends and family are going to alien ships, am I going there as a collective? And they were laughing again. Like, will I just not have my personality anymore? Will I just not be me anymore? We will very much be us. New Earth is like Earth in that sense. It's not, we are not becoming absolutely completely a different species all of a sudden. And they were laughing again. So it's going to be humans. It's going to be us with our histories too. But we're going to be aware of the fact that we were never separate. And so, yeah, there's a bit of a confusion. Collectiveness does not take away your individuality. So you will still have different interests from your neighbor, for example. You will still have your own areas of expertise where you're like, okay, I've gone through this, I know this. And this is how you will be adding to the collective knowledge and to the collective ability to integrate and bypass certain obstacles. So we will all have different, what we like to call your strengths and weaknesses. Not that there are weaknesses. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to talk about weaknesses when you're talking about the reference to the kind of powers that we'll have, when you're talking about in reference to the kind of powers that we'll have. But it's just interest in, you know, things you might have already done and you're not interested in doing some more. So actually somebody else wants to learn that, wants to do that, and that's what they'll be doing. That's what we mean. There will be certain things that are not, I mean, interesting to you. So you won't be dealing with them. So we will have our personality still in that sense. And I was very relieved to hear this, let me tell you. Because we don't want to abandon everything we experience here. I mean, we are going through an evolution. I don't want to say like, oh, you know, the first 50 years of my life, they were just wasted and now I got to change completely. I mean, that's the fun of being in the matrix, is that we are individualized. You know, many speak of individualized focus on a particular experience. And that's the whole point. And because we are all different in that sense, and we all have different interests, that's how we enrich each other. So I'm very much looking forward to this. And I do feel better that day 21st explained this to me. I hope you do too, if you were wondering as well. All right. So thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.